Coach, what would you say the keys were in this one? You hung around throughout, held them to 42% shooting from the field, but what kind of kept you short in the end?
Now you got to tip your hat to the Bucks. They have two big-time players that made big-time plays down the stretch. I think our guys played hard. They played together. They played with poise. All the things that we're asking a team that's growing and getting better to do. I'm proud of their effort, their energy, the way in which they stayed together the entire night, and we gave ourselves a chance.
Piggybacking off of that, I know there's no moral victories in this league, especially for a team that's striving to take the next step, but playing on a second night of a back-to-back against a championship contender on the road, how proud are you of that?
That's why I'm so proud of this group. It's easy to find excuses in this league for why you don't do things, and the great part about this group is they find the reason to do it. They find a reason to play harder. They find a reason to pull together. They find a reason to defend the right way. They take on the challenge of what we didn't do last night, and they took that to heart and carried it over to tonight. Now the outcome is not what you want, but we have to keep looking at levels of growth and maturity for a group that is continuing to band together because we got a long season to go, and these guys are showing growth every single step of the way.
What did you see from Franz tonight? It seemed like he was able to get in the paint at will and then pick his spots from the perimeter. Do you want him attacking as often as possible and kind of figuring out when it's the right time to take the three?
Absolutely. I mean, we've talked about our guys about that a ton, just being able to get downhill, attack the lane, attack the basket. Now, some of that's going to be to finish, and some of that's going to be to spray out to guys to knock down shots. Now, mind you, we shot 8 for 33. If some of those drop, it's a different game, and we talk about it being a make-or-miss league. We've had a ton of times and a ton of opportunities to take the lead and have a momentum shift, but those shots don't fall. But I'm so proud of them for not letting it affect the way we defended all night long.
This was kind of a bounce-back game for Moe Wagner. How important was that to see him get going early off the bench to gain back points in the first 6 minutes of his action? What did you like from his game tonight?
I liked his aggression. I think he was looking to make the right play at the right time. And the one thing that our coaches continue to do is they show the film of the right play, the right decision. And these guys all did that. He was selfless in his ways of trying to find passes, but understanding once he got around that rim, he could do a great job finishing and trying to get fouls called as well.
No minutes for Goga tonight. Just was that part of the game, part of the flow of the game, or what went into that decision?
Well, I really think it's just part of the flow of the game, and we just got done talking about Moe and the great job in which he did. So I think recognizing how good he was doing, I think that flow with that unit is it was working, and so I'd like to stay with that in that moment.
What did you see from Anthony Black's defensive performance tonight? I know when he was in the game, at times guarding Damian, other times guarding Beasley, but it seemed like every time he was in the game, he made it impact.
And that's an accurate point. I think what he does not show up in the stat sheet a lot of times. Him taking on defensive challenges, him getting extra rebounds, him tipping the ball out for someone else to get the extra rebound, keeping the ball alive, knowing when to cut to space the floor the right way. Those things don't show up in the stat sheet, but you have 26 assists because he's willing to cut to get the next guy an open shot.
You've closed with Jonathan Isaac on the floor at times. Tonight that wasn't the case. With using Moe and Wendell, was that just, again, part of the flow of the game, or would sometimes you use J.I. in that position, but not tonight?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of our team. There's continuity, there's chemistry with different lineups, and there's going to be nights that it's going to call for J.I. at the 5 and a switching lineup, and then there's going to be times called for, whether you got to do that with whether we're blitzing or whether we're switching pick and rolls. And tonight was one of those nights that the guys that ended the game were the right people to end the game.
Thank you, Coach Mose.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So for both of you, Franz, you can start. What were the keys tonight? You did hold them to 42% shooting from the field. Was it just a matter of not enough threes, or was there something else that you saw that kept you kind of short?
I think for the most part we played a pretty solid game. I would say probably stopping Giannis in transition, gave him a lot of free throws. Obviously he's a really good player, so and I think shot making I think is something that's worth talking about. I think we for the most part play the right way and try to get the best shot possible, and sometimes you just don't make enough tonight.
Mo, if you could add what you saw tonight.
Kind of what Franz said. It's part of it, I think. Obviously, we can even be more disciplined transition, foul less. But sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way too, and you gotta accept that and not let that affect the next game. And I think that's kind of where we're at.
Franz, what's your approach when it comes to deciding whether you're going to go full force to the basket or try to pull back for the three? Obviously, you're really good at getting into the paint and finishing. The three-point shot has been kind of on and off, but what's your kind of mindset as you're deciding while you're on the floor?
I mean, kind of reading what the defenders taking away or giving me, and also just how I'm feeling in that moment. Also the flow of the game. I think the way we want to play is that we want to get to the paint and make plays from there. So it depends on the time and situation, I'd say.
I know there's no moral victories, especially for you guys who sit where you are in the standings, but when you hold them to 42%, you're one of the best offensive teams in the league, second night of a back-to-back on the road. Do you take any extra confidence, motivation from that, knowing that you can compete with a team like this on the road in a situation?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a moral victory, but it's definitely something to build on and look back on the film and, like you said, also take from the game and know that that's one of the best teams in the league. And like you said, we competed really well with them tonight, and if we play like that every night, I think we give ourselves a great chance.
Well, what do you think has happened for this team to get out of the funk currently?
Honestly, I mean, that's just part of the season, you know. Again, we talked about highs and lows when we were winning. We can't forget to appreciate that when you're losing too. Got to kind of stay steady emotionally. Got to keep working. And it's not all bad. It's not all wrong. There isn't a solution every day. You just kind of got to stick with it, continue to work. We're a super young team. Got to give us a little more slack, but also hold each other accountable and kind of learn that balance. And I think we will be fine.
What do you guys see from Anthony Black's defensive effort tonight? I know when he was guarding Bruno, sometimes Beasley, it seemed like he made an impact.
Yeah, for sure. I think AB is super locked in, has great instincts. And I just like his approach. He's not shying away from anything, from guarding anybody. And obviously Lillard is one of the best guards in the league, so I thought he did a pretty good job on him tonight.
You guys go to Indiana next. You guys beat them pretty handily the last time you were there. But just how important will it be to go back? I know you have another road game after that, but to go back home before that trip with a win and try to get back into the winning track.
What was that?
Sure.
I mean, yeah, obviously, when you play well in this league, people will notice and remember, and you're gonna get their best shot. So you got to come into Indy ready. Obviously, going into the holidays, emotionally, it would be nice to have a win, to enjoy those 2 days or whatever it is. But holidays or not, I want to win anyway.
Everyone good? All right, thank you.